If you take the enemy safe lane tier 1 tower before minute 10, you will start winning games, and today I'll show you why. Hello everyone, today's video is going to be talking about single most important objective in the early game, no matter your role or bracket you play in. If you want to gain control over your games, let's jump into it. For a long time in Dota 2, the triangle was considered the best area to farm on the map. Over the past years, this has changed. Near the safe lane, there is an ancient camp just behind the tower, making farming in the safe lane way more efficient. That way, you don't need to give up lane creeps as a carry, your laning support can stack them for you early without leaving your lane, and generally, it's really safe for you to farm there, while also being very efficient in terms of gold. Not only that, but the two camps that were there before are still there now, the small camp you pull creeps to and the hard camp that you can also farm. All these changes have led us to this point, where farming in the safe lane has never been easier. What it means as well, though, is that the safe lane tier 1 tower is single most important tower in the game, and getting it early opens up the map like no other objective does. Today, I will explain how it works and why destroying this tower while keeping your own will mean you will win more MMR. To start this off, you need to understand how map of Dota works. At start of the game, each team controls 50% of the map. By that, I mean they control 50% of the neutral camps on the map, as the lane creeps will be always available to you. The map is cut in half. Each tier 1 tower is a strong point of defense, as going through it means you will risk a lot. The tower itself deals damage, it is a place you can TP to and react, and it also gives vision. Destroying towers is an important objective in terms of map control, as suddenly the area around it and also behind it becomes way easier for you to explore, farm, and therefore control. Generally, map control refers to being able to farm certain parts of the map and denying that from enemies. But to understand why this safe lane tower is the most important one, we need to go back to neutral camps. To make it simple, let's say the camp that is closer to your tower is controlled by you. You could make an argument that it's more about waves, which is true, but if you have a tower, the waves will always be controlled by it, leading us to that. We'll also get to waves later on. At start of the game, if you're playing safe lane, you control both camps behind your tower and the small camp near your tier 1, while enemies have access to the big one. Obviously, both pool camps can and should be contested, but to simplify things, let's put it this way. Now, what does destroying the tier 1 tower change? Suddenly, the area near the tower, instead of being a safe place, becomes a dangerous one. How? Well, for starters, you no longer have that big brother that deals a lot of damage, allows allies to TP in, and gives you vision. Secondly, with the lack of that tower, enemies gain control of the small camp, and the area near the Ancients suddenly becomes more of a 50-50. With the fact, which we established, that it's probably the most efficient area for carries to farm, we can guess that enemies will try to have a hero around there to make use of all the farm that is available. So you go from controlling 3 camps to 0. Considering there are 14 camps on each side, that's a huge difference. Keep in mind that it's a swing as well. You lose access to them, but enemies can start farming them, making it a swing of 6. And now we are reaching the most important part of this video. Destroying the safe lane tier 1 tower is the most impactful map control tool you can have in the early to mid game. While the mid lane tower was previously considered the most important one, and right now it still is quite important, the value of the safe lane tower has increased with the camps behind it. You could say, okay, but doesn't that mean the offlane tower also opens up the camps? Well, not really. If we go with that logic, it only makes the enemy hard camp, previously controlled by them, available to you. I don't want to make this video too complicated, but these are also more of contested camps anyways, not straight up controlled by each side, which means they are of lesser value. It is also, with that logic, a swing of 2 instead of 6. Another important thing about this tower is how close the next one is. Look at that. Between the safe lane tier 1 and tier 2, there is a lot of ground, an area that is potentially safe to play around and farm. When you look at the other sides, you can see that the distance between towers is much shorter, meaning you gain less control of the map, not to mention there are zero camps directly opened by destroying them, as we agreed. With all the theory behind us, it's time to show you real game examples. To show you how important this tower is, I want to show you a short clip. Here, I'm playing a very high rank lobby alongside a rank 170 player. Around minute 7, both heroes from the safe lane portal there to get the tower. While killing the enemy carry is an objective itself, this also allows us to farm bigger portion of the map, effectively expanding the gold advantage. Before the tower dies, the advantage is around 2k gold. And now, look at all the space Centaur has. PA is farming way less, Centaur is farming way more, and the gold advantage is growing. Gyro is back on his side, and notice how big of a portion of the map we currently control. This will also allow us to get a free kill on PA. Here, at 7 minutes, we can see a TA farming ancient camp near her tower. Despite a rough lane, she's quite happy there as she now has space to recover. She's strong enough to hit jungle camps in between waves. If I gave her space to do that, and let's say I moved away to play with the mid laner, she would recover in no time. However, I stayed there to get a kill and eventually the tower. After she dies, she's forced to farm in this area. If a hero is able to farm Asians, they don't want to go back to hitting medium camps. We took away her option to farm safely, so she has to abandon that idea and go back to much less efficient farming. This is still the right move, as she could try to contest the lane and die over and over, and believe me, in your games people will actually do that, giving you free kills. This is exactly what I talked about in theory. Mid-Wind Ranger rotates, gets the tower, and suddenly at 11 minutes, Underlord, who's really good hero for this type of play, is able to control this area, stack the ancient camp and farm it himself. After you open up the tower, it's the best to have a hero there who can abuse Ancients, like Underlord, Beastmaster, or Enigma from the offlane, or simply any carry that can farm there. That way, you're being 100% efficient after getting the objective. Here's the direct result of what can happen if there's no tower. Instead of farming close to a safe place, Kez has to farm in a dangerous area, and because of that, he just dies. If his tower was still standing, the Dire team wouldn't be able to farm the camps behind the wave, and it would be also much harder to go on Kez like that. These are 3 examples I picked from my games, but if you watch any pro game, you will see they value that tower even more. And believe me, if pro players are doing something over and over, it means it's good, and you should probably try to apply that in your games. And it's not even that hard. What you need to keep in mind is, destroy the enemy safe lane tower and defend your safe lane tower. Whether you're as core or support, it doesn't matter. After watching this video, you will understand how much map control this tower provides, and why controlling both safe lane towers will improve your win rate. And if you like this way of breaking down Dota concepts, keep in mind that I also offer private coaching if you want to upgrade your Dota knowledge and win more games. Subscribe to the channel for more Dota content, and as always, let me know in the comments if anything needs more explaining. See you!